It is showtime and we are live. And I know I'm by myself today, but my guest couldn't show up. So let's get going at MLB talk. First, I want to talk about the Phillies. And I think Phillies were off to a slow start, but at the end of the day, I think they're starting to get hot. I think Bryson Stott's starting to hit. Nick Castellanos is starting to hit. Stott's hitting over three. What's he in, like 365? He hitting like every game, I think, besides two. He's very hot. I like how they're trying to put Jose Alvarado in the closer's role. I like that their manager I'm not a huge fan of, but at the end of the day, I don't like how he pulls their pitchers too soon. But, it is what it is. So I just think the Phillies are going to win the NL East. I think when Harper comes back, you put him the first. Maybe not at first because of the elbow, but then the DH. The DH can be, you can put Schwarber at DH. You can put Nick at DH. You can put other guys at DH. I like their pen. I like Sosa. I think they're coming around. I like Sosa. I like Dominguez. I definitely got like Alvarado in that closer role right now. I think this Philly team is going to be good, and I think this year they will win the World Series. I think their starter pitchers, hopefully when Painter comes back this year, is going to be stronger because I think he's going to be a stud. Then you got Ranger Suarez. But one thing I want the Phillies to do is what the Atlanta Braves always do. I want them to bring up some of their younger starters. That will be good. If they can bring up some of their younger starters, like why do you think the Atlanta Braves are always good? They always know how to recruit these people. They always know how to recruit the Acuñas, the Albies. They always know how to recruit the Rileys. Why do you think they're good? Because they let them learn how to lose first. The Phillies, if they can bring up some of these starters like Painter. Painter can't go. So they should have, what I would have done if I was the GM is bring up maybe make Abel or McGriff. Those guys are supposed to be good. Said they're sitting in the minors for no reason at all, if you ask me. I like their win today, and I think next week when we have the Mariners and then when we have the Astros, it's going to get better. I think this is going to get a lot better. Let's get into picking divisions. Now, I think for my divisions that when you go to the divisions, I think winning first, I'm going to start in the American League. First, I'll start with the Baltimore Orioles division. I think winning their division, I hate to say it, and actually I like this team, and I'm not going to say it because they're good. I think winning this division will be. All right, we'll start with the American League. We'll start with the American League West. Win the American League West, I think will be. I think first you got Houston. Now, I like Houston. Now, I mean, I don't like Houston, but I still think Houston's the best team in that division. I really do, and I think they will retain. They will win the division again. I know they're off to a slow start right now, but at the end of the day, trust me, they will win that division. Houston will win. I think coming in second, and some of you fans out there might agree with me. Coming in second, and I think it's going to be a big dark horse in the playoffs, is going to be Shohei Ohtani and Mike Trout and the Angels. Now, I really like their team, I do. But I'm a huge fan of Mike Trout. I know there's some Millville fans out there that also might be a fan of Mike Trout. But at the end of the day, I think Mike Trout's good. I think the Angels are a very good team. I mean, I think they're a good team. I think they're going to win. I think they're going to do good this year. In third place, I know they're off to a good start now, but I don't think they're going to keep it up. DeGrom can't stay healthy. I think Seager's overpaid, and I think Simeon's overrated. I think the Texas Rangers will come in third in the American League West, and they will not make the playoffs again. And no, let me reverse that. I think third place will be the Seattle Mariners. Texas will finish in fourth. And last place will be, of course, the Oakland Athletics. because they stink. So I think Astros are going to be the strong team in this division again. And at the end of the day, I think the Angels can compete with them. But it all depends if Trout can stay healthy. Last year, if you remember out there, y'all, out there, fans who was watching me, I don't know how many people's watching me, but Mike Trout last year got hurt, and he also hit 40 home runs, if you recall. Because baseball is my favorite sport, so I know besides WWE, I like WWE better, but Mike Trout hit 40 home runs and was still hurt for half the season, or for a quarter of it. The Oakland A's. Next division we'll go to the American League Central. And now for the last couple years, this has been the worst division in baseball. One of the worst. Seems like the two Centrals have a meeting here. And I still think the American League Central is still one of the worst divisions in baseball. You got the Tigers who are upcoming, and I personally like the Tigers. I mean, I don't really like the Tigers, but I mean they're okay. But at the end of the day, I think the Tigers could surprise some people this year. I don't think they'll make the playoffs, but I do like some of their young talent they have on the team, the Tigers. The Royals, they stink. I mean, I don't know how they technically stink as bad as they do. They have Whip Jr., they have Perez, who's a good catcher. I just think this ain't their year. I mean, they got to rebuild hard if they want to make the playoffs again because the Royals are in a total rebuild. And then I think, all right. I always got to look at my phone to make sure I'm prepared. Because a lot of times I am prepared, you know what's going to happen? You lose everything! Am I right? I'm right. I think coming in first place here will be the Twins. And I think them getting Correa back and the addition to Pablo Lopez will really help them. Pablo Lopez is pitching well right now. What's he have? Well, after yesterday, he might have like a 4-point-something ERA. But he was pitching well for the Minnesota Twins. And I think them getting him is really going to boost them through maybe a deep playoff stretch run. Unless they don't run into the Yankees, because these bums can't beat the Yankees. I think you got the Guardians, but I don't see the Guardians making the playoffs this year. I think last year they were lucky. I think they're going to run it. I think it's going to be close, but I don't think they're going to make the playoffs. I'll get into my playoff predictions later, but as of right now, I'm going to stay on divisions. Because I like to stay one step at a time. And then third place, I got the White Sox. I don't know what happened to the White Sox. They were good a couple years with La Russa, and then they just went like this. Like a firecracker. They hit the ground hard. And I mean, they have young pitching. They have Giolito. They have Lance Lynn, who's been all right. They have Kopech. I don't know how this team stinks. They have Grandal's a pretty good hitter. They have Moyada. They have whatever his name is. They have Roberts. I mean, they have a pretty good team, if you ask me. But I just don't know. Maybe they'll make the playoffs. What's their record right now? They're 7-15, so they better turn it around because I know it's early, but if you ask me, every game matters in baseball playoffs. Every single game matters in the playoffs. And if they want to make the playoffs, they need to turn it around. Like this. They need to turn it around. They're not nervous yet. They shouldn't be nervous yet, but they need to get something going. And next, I got the Detroit Tigers. No, I think this is good for the Detroit Tigers. I mean, they're finishing in fourth, but soon eventually, if you guys recall, they had the number one farm system in the league before, and they still might. So they got some young guys coming up that are what the Phillies should do back in the day. They need to get their guys to learn how to lose back when they were bad. They didn't bring them in their minors. And now their guys are coming up. Like, I'll get to that eventually, but I'm just telling you, if you want your team to do well, you need them to learn how to lose. If they don't understand how to lose, they're never going to be good. Next, we got the Royals. Now, one thing about the Royals I don't understand is how they suck so bad. Who cares? They got Perez. They got Bobby Witt Jr. They're not terrible. And, well, they are terrible. You look at their standings. But I don't understand. I think their team could have been decent this year. People might have said, oh, spring training. I'm like, it's spring training. It does not matter what you do in spring training. Look at Nick Castellanos. Nick Castellanos blew in spring training. And he so far is batting .323. So, he's hot. Okay? It doesn't matter what you do in spring training. So, just recall that. Now we're going to go the American League East. Look, some of you people may say my predictions for the American League East is fantasy, or I'm a front runner for what I'm saying here. I'm not, because, in my opinion, I've always liked the Tampa Bay Rays, okay? But I'm going to go to the bottom first. I got finishing last, of course, the Boston Red Sox. And you might say, why do I got Boston finishing in last? Because they're not that good. They stink. So, of course, I got Boston finishing in last. Do you understand? I like Boston's offense. I like them re-signing Devers for 11 years. What was it? 300-something million. Like the Japanese guy they got. They named his dog Harper. I mean, I like their team. It's just their pitching stinks. And all they have is hitters. I mean, they can't compete with teams like the Tampa Bay Rays. They can't compete with teams like the Yankees in Toronto. And it stinks because they're in a tough division. And if Boston does get hot, only maybe 3 teams out of the division get. 4 possibly cannot get in. So, next, I got the Toronto Blue Jays. And you might say, why do I have Toronto finishing in 4th? I just do. But I had Toronto finishing in 4th last year. If you look at the top 4 teams are good. I mean, I got the Toronto Blue Jays finishing in 4th. And you might say, oh, how do I have Toronto? I just do. At the end of the day, I like Bouchette. I like Guerrero. They got experience by their bench coach with Don Mattingly. They got Schneider. So they got a good team here. You understand? They got a good team. But that division's so hard, I think they can make it. Will they? Wait and see. I personally don't think so, and I'm not a huge fan of the Toronto Blue Jays. Next, I got finishing in 3rd place. You know, this is going to surprise people. Finishing in 3rd place is... Who do I got finishing in 3rd place now? I got to look at this real quick. Finishing in 3rd place, Twin Sisters. Yeah. Finishing in 3rd place is the Baltimore Orioles. I think Baltimore is good, and I think they... I'll get to that if I think they're going to make the playoffs or not. But I think Baltimore is going to be in the play... is going to make it 3rd place. I like the talent. I like the catcher. I think they're a pretty good team. And this year, I think they're going to get in. I mean, they're going to compete. I don't think they're going to win the division because I think Tampa's too good. Tampa's the pitching. Tampa can hit. Tampa's friggin' dangerous, people. They remember, if you're a Tampa Bay Rays fan, you should be excited. But again, no one goes to that stadium. Hey, Tampa fans, why don't you go to their games? Tampa is good. Just so I'm putting out there. Tampa Bay Rays are good. Remember that. They're good. And I'm a Phillies fan, but I always like Tampa's baseball. They don't get a lot. They don't pay a lot of people. I mean, and if they really like you, they'll pay you. But their payroll stinks. Remember that. All right. Finishing 2nd place, I got the Yankees. Now, I like Judge. I don't like the Yankees, but I do like their players. I like Judge. I like Rizzo. I like Torres. Their shortstop, not really. Donaldson. You know, they got a good club. Rendon, I know he's starting the season hurt, but that stinks for you guys because you signed with that long contract, but that ain't our fault. That's your fault. Remember that. All right. Now, let's get to the Tampa Bay Rays, shall we? I think they're going to win the division pretty easily. They got Randy Rosarena, Wander Franco, that Sandy McCollum fella, however you say his last name. They got Glasnow when he comes back. They got a good team. Zach Eflin's hurt again. I don't think they should. Look, I'm going to be this honestly. I don't think Zach Eflin's worth $40 million for 3 years. I do not. And I like Zach when he was with the Phillies. I did. But I still do. But I don't think he's worth $40 million. I don't think he's that good. Okay? And you're going to go out there, here, Zach, $40 million. $40 million. He's not worth $40 million, people. No way is he worth $40 million. Zach Eflin is worth. There's no way that Zach Eflin is worth $40 million. Now let's go to National League. We'll start with the National League West. I think coming in last place, no surprise, Colorado Rockies. Look, Colorado this week when they played the Phillies, I like their hitting a little bit. I like McMahon. I like, they got Profar. He's bounced around. This bounce. He's bounced around. They have, I definitely like Chris Bryant, but I think they overpaid him. He hasn't done anything since he's got there. They got, Freeland, not really impressed by him. Brad Hand, I think he stinks. So I think the team stinks. They're another team that's rebuild. Another team. And I don't think the West is as strong as it's supposed to be. Dodgers stink, but I think the Dodgers are going to go after Ohtani. Tried to, so don't really matter there. And I'm done talking about the Rockies because that's how bad they are. Next, we're going to talk about the Giants. I'm not going to really hang along with this team. Let's see. I think Giants will finish in 4th. I think the Giants stink. I think them not getting Correa really hurts. They got a couple guys I like. I like Webb. Crawford. But they got a couple guys, on that team that I like. But other than that, they got Matt Vance, I don't know his name, Vusho, or I can never say it. But one thing the Giants do is they always beat the Phillies. And I can't stand Gay Kapler or Gray Kapler or whatever the frig his name is. Gabe, that's it. Gabe Kapler. However you call him, Gabe Kapler. But, Gabe Kapler. I want to know when the Giants are going to fire him, too. See ya, buddy. See ya. See ya. Next, finishing 3rd. I think this will be a good year for the Diamondbacks. Eventually, they will be good. I think finishing 3rd will be the Diamondbacks. Don't be surprised if they get a chance at that wild card team. The Diamondbacks. With Marte. With McCarthy. With... what's that guy's name? I forget, but... they're a good team, the Arizona Diamondbacks. McCarthy. You got... Marte. Bumgarner still rolling around out there. They got Zach Googler. Well, you know what I'm talking about, the guy with the glasses. They got a good team, and I think they're going to be a competitive team, the Arizona Diamondbacks this year. It's personally what I think. All right, next, finishing in 2nd, we got the Los Angeles Dodgers. Now, I still think the Dodgers are a pretty good team, but I don't think without Turner and without Scherzer, they lost a couple years ago. I think the last 2 years they've lost big pieces. And I think this year they're going to be counting with Buehler out for the year. They're going to be counting a lot on Dustin May, Urias. I think this year that they will not make the play. I mean, they will make the playoffs, but it will be close. I think it will be very close. I don't think the Dodgers are going to have a dominant year this year. They have Muncy, they have Freeman, they have Betts. So they still have a good team, but I think this year will be very close. Mark my words. And next we got the Padres finishing 1st. I think they'll eventually run away with the division. I do. I don't think it'll be close. I think eventually they'll just run away with the division. Because they're stacked. They got Bogaerts, they got Tatis, they got Machado, they got Jake Cronenworth, they got Austin Nola, they got Afari. They're loaded. They even still have Afari, I don't know, but I think they still do. But they're loaded. Okay? There you got Musgrove, they got Darvish, they got Blake Snelly. They might have the best pitching staff in baseball. And then in the ninth inning, they go to Josh Hader. Closing time. Ball game. It's over with Josh Hader. 99 from the left side. I couldn't even hit that. But I'm not a good hitter anyway. So at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. Next, we go to the American League Central. Sorry, National League Central. Too many Centrals. I think finishing in last, course, Cincinnati Reds. Now look, Reds are going to be good, I think, in the next couple years. But at the end of the day, Reds are still missing Joey Votto. Hunter Green's going to be up and coming. I mean, they're a bad team, but there's a lot of bad teams in the majors, if you notice. The Reds, again, are not a great team. They're a bad team. And at the end of the day, I don't see them going anywhere. They're managed by a bad manager. And at the end of the day, that's just what it is. They got Hunter Green. They got Luke Poe, that lefty. They killed the Phillies. They're just destroyed. They're just bad. And at the end of the day, I don't see the Reds going anywhere. Wrong thing. Next, I think the Cardinals. Oh, I think the Cubs are going to finish in fourth. Okay, I think the Cubs are overdoing it right now. They're good, but they got Bellinger. They got Swanson. They got Stroman. They got some good people on their team. They got Wisdom. I mean, they're good. Like, I don't know every player on every team, but I'm getting good here. I do know baseball, but I might have to look up some people and not trying to have to think of the top back of my head right now. So at the end of it, but I know the Cubs are good. They got they're an okay team. I just think right now they're up here. Eventually they're gonna fall down here. Watch, they got Bellinger. He's batting like 313 last time I checked. 304, I think it was like 313, right? Last time I checked. Bellinger's hitting. He killed the Dodgers. I mean, that man wants to win a championship, and he wants to win it right here in Wrigley City with the Cubbies. That man's playing so good. Bam! 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 He's saying. Next, we got the Cardinals. I think the Cardinals will finish. Sorry. Next, you don't want to make a surprise here. Cardinals are finishing in third place. You're going to say third? I'm going to say third. That doesn't mean they can't make the playoffs, but you're going to say third place. I'm going to say third. Arenado. Goldschmidt. They're good. Flaherty. They get some flamethrowers out of that pen. But I think they're not the same. They're going to lose this year. And they're not making the playoffs. Bold prediction. Second place, we get the Pirates with Josh Bell. Not Bella. O'Neal, I meant to say. They're a good team. I mean, they're up and coming, the Pirates. And I think they will finish in second. And in first place, and I really want to get to this team, the Milwaukee Brewers. I think the Brewers, the reason they didn't make the playoffs last year because they couldn't hit. So what did their GM do? Went out there, he went and got Jesse Wigner. Went out and got Renfro. Went out and got some bats. Called up some people. What you got to do when you want to get some hitters? Garrett Mitchell's first full year. This team can hit. And they got Garrett Bones, Woodruff, Peralta, Williams in the back. Their bullpen's nasty. Their pitching's nasty. I mean, this team could be a threat if they make the playoffs. I mean, you could disagree. But I think the Pirates are going to surprise some people. You could disagree or not disagree. I think you got to watch out for that Brew Crew. They finally have a team that can hit. I think Yelich is going to come back strong. He's going to come back, have a good year. Not MVP year. They need him to come back and be bam! Home run, baby. All right. National League East. Last place, of course, we got the Nationals. We don't have to break that team down because they stink. They got a couple good guys. They got Abrams. I really like C.J. Abrams. They got Ruiz behind the plate. They got Lane Thomas. Patrick Corbin, Joe Ross. Their pitching staff stinks, though, so it doesn't really matter. It's not even break down the Nationals anymore. That's how bad they are. Next, I think finishing in Third place, we got the Miami Marlins. Now, the Marlins are going to be good this year. Going to be very competitive, and that's my prediction. They will be competitive this year in 2024. And now, they're going to be competitive, they're going to be tough, and they're going to be strong. The Marlins will not make the playoffs, though. They got Segura, they got Soler, they got a Contra, they got Louisiano, they got Rogers. They got a good team out there. They're just in a big dog division. And I think third, you got the New York Mets. Now, Mets are good. They got McNeil. They got Marte. They got, but again, Mets always choke. So I don't think they're going to go anywhere. They're loaded, okay? I think they got a good team with Scherzer, Verlander. Their pitching staff's age of like 80. They got the dude from Japan. They got a good squad. They got Pistol Pete. Pew, pew. They're managed by a good dude, good A-lister, good manager. But at the end of the day, I don't think it's going to happen. I think they're done. I think Mets are going to fail again. In second place, you got the Atlanta Braves. I think Braves are finishing in last. Braves are a very good team with Acuna, Albies, Riley. Ozuna stinks, but they still like to go to him. Mitchell Harris when he comes back. And why do I know this much? Because this is my division. I focus on this division the most. That's how I know so much about it. All right? You got Olsen. You got Grisham or Arcia. You got d'Arnaud, Murphy. Yeah. And I just named you the whole Brave starting 9. Why? Because I know the division. Their catcher is Murphy. First base, Olsen. Second base, Albies. Third base, Riley. Right field, Acuna. Center field, Mitch Harrison was there. Left field, Ozuna. Unless they go to someone else. I don't really know their bench. I know their whole starting 9 now. Maybe besides the left fielder. For the Phillies, catcher, JT. First, Bohm right now. Or Clement. Second base, Stott. Shortstop, Turner. Third, Bohm or Sosa. Left field, Jay Cave, Harrison, or Schwarber. Center field, Marsh or Pache. Right field, again, Nick Castellanos. They're starting 5, Zach Wheeler, Aaron Nola, Strom, Falter, and Walker until Ranger comes back. Boom! And I think Phillies win the division, by the way. I know you're probably going to say, oh, this idiot was going to say that. Yeah, it was. I said Phillies all day. Topic 3. Who were surprise picks? Okay, that's what I'm going to get to. I'm going to get to my surprise picks. I think my surprise picks, like I said, Pirates. Now, I'm not saying extra 14-7. I like the club. My other surprise picks are, we got a few surprise picks here I need to imagine. Surprise picks. Cubs are not the surprise picks. You got Giants stink. You got Orioles. You got, there's a lot of surprise picks here I want to get to. Now, plus, I like my surprise picks. Now, next, playoff predictions. Okay. Now, this is my playoff predictions. I have to read it off to you right now. I think first round, I got to be sure. First round. First round. Tampa Bay will get the bye. And now, why do I think Tampa Bay will get the bye? Because Tampa Bay is nasty, boy. Nasty. Tampa Bay is good. Tampa Bay can hit. Tampa Bay can pitch. And you're just like, dude, stop talking about Tampa Bay and the Phillies. I'm getting sick of it. Well, at the end of the day, I don't care. All right, I like Tampa Bay. But I don't think they're going to the World Series. That's what you're going to ask me. Second seed, we got the Astros. Yeah, Astros. I think Astros will get that second seed again. Third seed, we got the Twins. We'll play the Yankees in the first round. And I think the Twins will finally upset the Yankees in the best of 3 in Minnesota. Yankees are getting the 6th seed. You heard it here. 6th seed. That means, dang, made a mistake. Yankees will finish in 3rd. My bad. Oops. It happens. Then we got the Angels playing Baltimore. And sad for Baltimore, Angels are going to win. I'll tell you who's going to win, dude. I'll tell you. Okay? And then we go to this side. I got Phillies with the 1 seed. Padres with the 2nd. You got Brewers facing Mets. Braves facing Dodgers. Because I think that's the best division in baseball. I think 3 teams are getting out of the NL East. Yep, folks, I'm almost done here, sadly. Next, I got my MVPs. I think for the American League, MVP will be I'm going to go with a weird one here. Randy Rosarani. That might be right, dude, but I'm not going to just pick an obvious one like Shohei Ohtani. I think for National League, Bryson Stott. I could be wrong, dude, but these are about my predictions. This is about just having a good time. And then you go to Cy Young, Zach Wheeler. For the American League, thinking, dude. Give me a minute. Shohei Ohtani. Now we go to our World Series predictions. All right, here we go. I think the Brewers beat the Mets in a best of 3. I think Braves beat the Dodgers. I think Brewers play the Phillies. No, let's go here first. I think Twins beat the Yankees. Angels beat Baltimore. So that means Twins would play Astros. Angels play the Rays, I guess. And yeah, because 3 plays 2. Whatever that. So now we go to go back National League. I got the Phillies beating the Brewers, but you guys already knew that. I mean, no, Brewers will play the Padres. Phillies play 1 or 4 and 5 then. They play the Braves. I got the Phillies beating the Braves again like they did a year ago. Then I got Brewers losing to the Padres. You know what? Brewers beating the Padres. Phillies beating the Brewers. And then I got over here, I got Twins beating the Yankees. I got Angels beating Baltimore. And I got Angels beating Tampa, Baltimore beating Houston, Angels beating Baltimore, Angels, Phillies. See, I'm not all front runner. Phillies beat Angels in 7. All right, guys. That's it. Thanks for joining me on this great episode of the Bubcast. I'm Billy Showtime Corsetti, and that's it, y'all. Thanks for joining me. Till next week, I'll be back again. I don't know what my topic will be next week. It'll be probably about WWE, maybe NBA, or football, or baseball again, but you'll find out next week. Thanks for joining me. Bye.